Hello, welcome back to Simple Food, Simple Life. Guess what? I'm in my kitchen. I know, you're shocked. But listen, stick with me because we're going to make some white bean chili today, and we're going to do it using what we have in the refrigerator and in the pantry. And I think you're going to like it. It's a little bit different, a little bit of a new twist, but you know what? When you're using what you have, sometimes things are a surprise, right? Okay, all right, stick with me. Don't leave, because we'll be back, and we're going to make white bean chili. Hey, thanks for hanging around with me in my kitchen. I really appreciate the time you take to watch these installments of Simple Food, Simple Life. And you know what? If it's your first time here and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you like it. And I welcome your comments too. And be sure and share, because people need to know this stuff, right? Okay, I want to show you what I got here. What I'm going to put in my white bean chili is peppers, onions, kale. There's no meat in this chili, and our beans are going to serve as our source of protein. So there's no meat. And isn't that going to be inexpensive? When you don't have to put meat in something, you can really bring the price down. But we need to supplement a little protein there, so that's why I'm going to use those good beans and make a good white bean chili. Now, I'm going to use this whole bell pepper here because I want the flavor of it. I've got a few of the multicolored peppers. I'm going to use all of these and chop them up. I'm going to use this whole onion. He wasn't the biggest boy in the bin, but he's right up there. And I'm going to use the whole thing. I've got some kale here that I need to use up. And I'm not going to put it in right away. I will put it in at the end. But you know what? This isn't something that I would normally put in a white bean chili, but it needs to be used. It's got a lot of nutrition. It's good for us, and I'm going to put it in there, and I think it will add a beautiful color to that chili. The other thing that I'm going to put in are beans, of course, and what I have back here, I've got a jar, I've already opened it, a jar of beans that I canned myself. Oh gosh, they're easy to do, and there's a lot of good canning videos out there that'll help show you how to do it. But if you want to know how to can, I would say go to the experts, and that's your local farm co-op, your the ball canning jar people. They know how to can, and they can help you. And I've got a can of lima beans here, and you know what? I only had one can downstairs, and I thought, hey, they're white beans. I think I'm just gonna use those. So I'm going to put those in, and that's not something I normally put in either, but that's what I've got, and that's what I'm going to use. Now, I also have a can of fire-roasted tomatoes here. I love those things. They are full of flavor. I'm going to put them in, and I think it's just going to add to that beautiful, rich contrast of color that I want in my white bean chili. White bean chili doesn't have to be bland. It can be really, really good. I got salt and pepper. That's a main spice right there. I've got some red pepper flakes, some chili powder, cumin, of course. Gotta have cumin in my white bean chili. I've got some parsley flakes. I've got some garlic. Even though my fire roasted tomatoes have garlic, I'm going to put some garlic powder. Not salt, but powder. And I have about 2½ cups of vegetable broth. This is vegetable broth that I made. I had it frozen in the freezer. I thawed it out, and I'm going to use that. And if I need more liquid, I'm going to just supplement with some water. So I think it's going to be really, really good. And it's a kind of a different twist on how I would make a white bean chili. But I think it's going to be delicious. So I'm going to get busy. I'm going to chop up these vegetables, and I'm going to start browning them in my kettle here. I shouldn't say browning, just saute. And I've got my oil here ready to go. And we'll be back, because you don't need to see me chop these. It's like watching paint dry, right? Okay, all right, I'm going to be back. And we're going to put this together. All right, I got my vegetables all chopped up. And just so you know, I'm using my handheld camera today because I just wanted to do this quickly and not take up too much time and just show you how to put this together. So, excuse me, I have my vegetables all chopped up and I've got my oil heated here. And I'm putting my vegetables in there. And I gotta get my little spatula out, and I'm gonna smush these around a little bit and get them all mixed up. Don't they look pretty? You know what? It's so great when you make some kind of soup or chili, because the beauty of it is you can use canned ingredients and you can use fresh ingredients. You can just mix them up. How great is that? They look good. They smell good too. So, all right, I'm going to put in some garlic, and I'm going to put in a little garlic here. Okay, that was a lot. And I'm going to put in some cumin. Now, the reason why I'm putting in my spices here is because I want, you know what, there's not that much in there. You're going in, baby. The reason why I'm putting in my spices when I'm sauteing my vegetables is because I want them to bloom and blend and just become beautiful. Here goes the chili powder. So I think maybe I need a little more garlic. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to mix them in there together. I wish you could smell this. It smells really, really, really good. And we don't want to forget one of the most important ingredients ever, salt. Now, you know what? I'm just using my table salt. I know people go all sea salty and everything, but that's what I've got. And that's what I'm using. I'm going with it. Okay? All right. So, these are starting to sweat a little bit. And I'm going to turn my heat down just a little, just a smidgen, because my heat's on, just a smidgen, because I don't want to rush this process. Oh gosh, it smells really, really good. Now, you know what? If you put, I've got pepper flakes, red pepper flakes. If you put your red pepper flakes in now, your soup will probably be hotter. So I think I'm going to wait until my tomatoes go in. You know, I don't really know that for a fact. Sometimes we just assume things, but based on experience and observation, that's what I think. Okay, so those are looking very nice. I like it. I like it. Oh, doesn't it look good? That's beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to get my tomatoes. I'm going to put them in there. And I'll tell you why I do that when I put them in. Okay, I'm getting ready to put my tomatoes in. And I did ramp up my heat just a little bit, because I want all that luscious tomatoey goodness to hit that heat and sizzle. That's what it did. You can see the fire roasted tomatoes will have the black specks on it. That's to be expected. I love puns. Okay. So, look at that. Oh, gosh, that looks so fantastic. I love it. Okay, now then. Got that going. I'm going to turn the heat back off. I mean, not off, but just back down a little bit. And put this over here. And now I'm going to let that simmer for just a couple of minutes, because I don't want all the juices to evaporate. And then I'm going to add in my beans, and I'll show you what that looks like. You're going to love this. Okay, now I've added my beans. Come on now, you know that looks beautiful. It looks pretty. It's so pretty. I love it. All right, now I have to confess, lima beans aren't exactly white beans, okay? They have a tint of green to them, but I want you to see how pretty that looks in there. Oh gosh, I'm loving this. I am loving this so much that I may never make white bean chili any way but this way again for the whole rest of my life. And at my age, that's speculative, okay? Okay, now then, let's bring this up to a nice little boil and let all of those ingredients get friendly. Friendly, friendly, friendly. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. So good. Now, all these ingredients are, other than the vegetables are still a little bit, you know, they're not soft. All the ingredients are really cooked, so I'm going to taste it. Oh gosh, yum, yum, oh, that's so good. I might add, depending on what the vegetable broth adds to it, I might add some, a little more salt and maybe a little more chili powder. We'll see. I don't know. But it's coming up to a boil there, so let's put this broth in. Good old vegetable broth. And if I have to add more water, which I probably will at some point, we'll see how this cooks down. I will add a little, I will add some water if I need to. I will be cautious on the water because I don't want to add so much water that it's going to dilute all those delicious flavors and spices that I put in there. But it's pretty rich at this point, and that's what I'm looking for. Okay? So, let's see. I don't really think I need any more salt either. Which is saying something for me, because sometimes I get a little heavy-handed with salt, as my family can testify to. So, I'm trying to make an effort. Oh gosh, doesn't that look so beautiful? I'm really expecting it to just brighten up when that kale goes in there. So, and you know, kale, when you cook the kale, it kind of changes flavors. Sometimes when you eat it raw, it has a little bitterness to it. But when you cook it, it becomes more, what do I want to say? It's a little sweeter, Now, if I need to, and I want to extend this soup a little bit, I can add another can of tomatoes. This recipe, it's not really a recipe. I can double the ingredients, triple the ingredients. You can do that however you want to make it as nice as you want. Here goes some pepper flakes. You can make it so that you can feed as many people as you want. But that's what I'm making right now. And, you know, and here's a funny thing about lima beans. A lot of people don't care for lima beans, but they don't mind them if they're in soup. I know, isn't that funny? Okay, my daughter's like that. She does not care about lima beans in a dish, but she likes it if it's in soup. She says it's kind of disguised and it doesn't matter. So in goes my parsley because it looks pretty. We got parsley in there now. Now, I'm going to add the kale, okay? All right, the kale went in. You know, this is really probably only, after I chopped it up, it's probably only maybe a couple of cups of kale. But the kale is going to cook down, so no problem. You know, I love greens. I love greens. I like wilted lettuce. I love all that stuff. I grew up on wilted lettuce. Oh, that's so delicious. All right, I'm going to turn the heat down on this because I got a little high. I'm going to turn it way down on low. And we're just going to let this simmer a minute. And I'll keep a little water off to the side. If I need to add a little bit, I will. Okay. I put that kale in, as you know, and it's cooking. See how it just cooks right down. And it's just releasing all that good flavor in there. And just so you know, I added another can of tomatoes, fire roasted tomatoes. You don't have to use fire roasted tomatoes. use whatever tomatoes you have, or leave the tomatoes out if you don't like them. You know what? You're in control of your bean soup. Now I want your white bean soup chili. Now look how pretty that looks. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is a pan of health. And it happens to be delicious health. Okay? This is going to be optimum nutrition, low in calories. Oh gosh, just beautiful and beautiful to eat. So I have my little tasting bowl here, and I'm gonna taste this, see where we're at. See how I did my peppers in the rings? Oh, I love them. They're so cute. They look like little figure eights, don't they? All right, it's gonna be kind of hot, but I gotta taste it. All right, let's give it a taste. Ready? Good. Oh, it's good. Now, I did add some water to this soup, and I put, it's delicious. Needs a little more salt, I think. I know. I did add a little water to this, and all I did was I just poured some water in my tomato cans and rinsed them out like that and added it to this white bean chili. Okay, so I'm going to add a little salt to it, and I think it's just going to bring it right up there. I'm going to let it simmer for a little bit, and it's going to be ready to go. So I just want you to know that you can do this. It's so good, so delicious, and I mean, seriously, it's really, really, really good. And make it your own. And you know what? You don't have to have it meatless. If you want to put chicken in it, put chicken in it. If you got leftover meat, put that in there. It's up to you. And I just want to spark your imagination and just let you know that it's so easy. And this did not take very long to put together, seriously. It really didn't. Okay? All right, listen. If I can do it, you can do it. I love you. And I got faith in you, so jump in that kitchen and get busy. Go on. Don't hold back. All right. I love you, and I'll see you next time. And you just remember until then that little is much when God is in it. Okay, bye. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, and share, because other people need to know about this stuff too, you know. Okay, until next time, bye.